Vijay or Karolina Kushko, depending how you prefer to call me, a Global Alliance Manager working with EY and making sure that we are both bringing value to our shared customers.
Hi KK, good afternoon. Very good afternoon rather. My name is Vijay. I work for EY, Ernst & Young. I stayed with EY and Guidewire for almost 16 plus years now. Started my career long time back from TCS, moved on to EY, and then since the entire EY journey has been around the Guidewire world. So you would say I'm a veteran on the Guidewire world. Started mainly with the integration side, and I'm kind of handling everything. Currently, I'm looking after the AI aspects, apart from the various delivery roles which I play, around 4 different accounts which I lead. I majorly play, one of the AI leads, particularly from the SDLC perspective from EY. So yeah, that's something which is my major interest area at this point of time.
Oh, cool. So what are the business cases you usually implement from the AI perspective for our shared customers?
It's not just restricted to business cases. So if I holistically speak, we are rapidly moving towards the AI world, right? So the word is very rapidly moving towards that, and everyone is at this point of time struggling to identify or recognize, what is the kind of value we can make in the AI world. We can bring the value, right? So I would broadly, split this into 2 aspects: post-production and pre-production, right? When I say post-production, I'm talking about the business case, which you asked, right? Wherein I can implement things like maybe a straight-through processing or an underwriting process or a claim acknowledge process, right? That's one aspect. And the other aspect is pre-prod, which is, I think, a major area for an SI to focus, right? Because pre-prod is where we do the implementations, and acceleration on the implementation part is going to be a major target, because that's where initially client finds the real value. Not just about acceleration in terms of how sooner we deliver the code, but also about how much we deliver and what's the quality of it, right? And AI being one of the tools which is going to drastically change this whole equation, how the word used to operate and the word is going to operate, right? In the near future, maybe next couple of months or next couple of years. So our focus is both on the business side, wherein I think the AI studio, which Guidewire is coming up, the agent studio essentially, the agent studio which Guidewire is coming up with is going to come in very handy, because there we'll be able to build some live agents to actually help out in the end-to-end business cases. But currently the major focus is on the SDLC, the DLC part, the development lifecycle part, wherein we are planning to deal with a lot of dev cases now, be it on the cloud upgrade side. A lot of customers are currently moving into the cloud world from their on-prem world. So that is one of the major focus areas, and another major focus areas is going to be the greenfield implementation. So how do we contribute on the newer use cases, essentially assisting the client to have assisted AI delivery, right? So our target is mainly starting from the inception life cycle up to design, delivery, and unit testing and testing. We're trying to automate all the areas at this point.
Wow. So as one of the largest partner in our ecosystem, you probably do it a lot. So what are the main challenges you face on those AI implementations?
Yeah, see, almost 16 plus years into this world, right? Just the Guidewire implementation part. And as I said, I played almost all the roles, starting from a developer up to a delivery manager, architect, and everything, right? So, bunch of challenges. Can I really put all of them here? Maybe not. But I would rather want to speak about the latest set of challenges, mainly evolving around the AI world, right? So let me break down the ecosystem into 3 parts. One is Guidewire, one is the end customer, and one is the SI. So this SI essentially acts as a bridge between Guidewire world and the end customer. So if I speak about Guidewire has its own roadmap planned in terms of how they want to get into the AI infused world, right? They're coming up with their dev spaces, the dev assists, etc., agent studio, etc. So there are a bunch of things which Guidewire is coming up with, and maybe in next course of 6 to 8 months, there are a bunch of things which are going to have either EA or GA, right? So, but if you talk from a client's perspective, right? From a client perspective, we are currently either implementing or into a phase of implementing something for them, and they want to realize the immediate value, right? Everyone is excited about the AI world, and everyone wants to see how and what they can contribute on the AI world, right? Or how can AI really help scale up their business, right? So, and to be very frank, even they are very confused at, in terms of what areas AI can actually help them. Certain business areas, productivity accelerations, etc., etc. There are multiple areas wherein AI can come in handy. So we as primary SI, main SI vendors, we act as a bridge between the two layers, wherein helping them out in terms of identifying the right business cases, making sure that we are not really contradicting with the roadmap which Guidewire has, plus adding value over and above whatever Guidewire has to offer currently, over and above adding value to the client. So identifying those specific use cases for them which would suit their business needs and custom curating it for them. So that's where I think we are going to add a value. And that's the biggest challenge, because that's where Guidewire is continuously striving. They're continuously changing, they're continuously bringing in new innovations, right? And it becomes very, very tough for an SI to actually keep up with that pace as well as this pace. So we need to always strike a balance, strike a bridge between them. So yeah, that's, I think, one of the major challenges which we face. And we are doing good there, managing both expectations.
Great to hear. So any advice or insight for the customers who are just starting to embark that AI journey?
If I have to maybe give a couple of advices, again, very, very initial stage to really talk big about AI, but still if I have to call out a couple of things, maybe one is that, so LLM is a big word, right? Everyone who talks about AI, they are talking LLMs, right? So my advice is, don't focus on LLMs. Focus on your business processes. Okay, identify those specific business areas which you really want to improve, right? And then we decide on what technology, what LLM to use. For every business use case, there would be a separate custom curated LLM which might suit your case. So let's not go the LLM based approach, but rather a business approach, right? Business oriented approach. That's maybe the first advice. The second one would be around, I would say, from a development perspective, if I would say, what would you want to automate, right? So I would say identify the high frequency processes, the most repetitive processes. If I have to take an example, for example, maybe an integration scenario, right? Just taking a very dev specific scenario, integration. We are talking about, integrating to multiple different vendors. And most of these vendors, either through IG layer or directly, they all integrate to the web services, right? Now, So essentially, if I talk about integrating to multiple vendors from a customer perspective, there are a bunch of web service calls which we are making. So one of the repetitive process which I would say is going to be this, right? So if I'm somehow able to automate the entire process of maybe calling the web services, writing the transformation logic, etc., etc. So basically automating the entire process, I would achieve a significant acceleration, right? So that is one area. Target on the high frequency repeatable items instead of just randomly picking items. Governance is one very important area. AI is a very powerful tool, right? But it's equally, I would say, dangerous as well, because if it is not monitored, it's not properly governed, we would land up actually delivering completely different thing than what we intend, right? So having the right set of SMEs, right set of governance rules in between to make sure what AI is generating and what is the actual requirement of the customer, and mapping both of them, ensuring it is the right quality which is getting delivered, is going to be very, very important. So governance is one major area, human in the loop, which I call, right? The right SMEs in loop. And last point, if I have to add, I would say maybe Guidewire Marketplace. That's one of the booming areas which Guidewire and all the SI partners are really investing in at this point of time, right? Bunch of new assets coming into place, right? So most of the times, what we say when we hear about a particular client requirement, we start investigating, we start developing things from scratch, right? Eventually taking more time and maybe not really giving them the right apt solution. So if we concentrate on the marketplace content, what is already present, something like a Go product, right? A ready-made product for lots and lots of LOBs which are not even there in the market at this point of time, right? Which the customer wants to implement. So if we take that marketplace approach, we get something which is ready-made built, and then over and above we go and customize that for the client. So I think that is one of the approaches which I would recommend.
Awesome, great to hear a lot of good advice.
Yeah.
I think I love the one that start with the business challenges and the problems and find the technology to solve the issue, and not invest in the technology and then try to find the problem you can solve with it.
Yeah. Because that's something, so just because everyone is kind of confused with, they know AI is there, they know they want to use AI, but everyone is confused on, okay, how do we use this tool? It's like a Ferrari. I have a Ferrari, I have to drive a Ferrari, right? But I'm not really a Ferrari driver. So we need the app right people who can actually drive it for us. It's a powerful tool, but we need just the right people who can steer it around. So.
Awesome, thank you. It was great to have you here. And as we are here on the Guidewire DevSummit in Bangalore, how do you enjoy the experience?
It's awesome. The experience is awesome. See, I've been part of the DevSummit. This is the third year of the DevSummit in Bangalore. And we are glad that Guidewire is actually planning the DevSummits in the same city where we belong, right? So really excited to be part of it. And I think over the period of 3 years, even Guidewire has evolved in terms of how they are managing the DevSummit, right? In terms of the content they present and in terms of the way it is organized. It's something which we, not just me, my entire team waits for the entire year. And I know since it is in Bangalore, we cannot really provision everyone from across different locations. EY has almost, multiple locations across India itself. So it's very tough to actually get everyone around. But still we try our best that, whomsoever we can call and make sure that we can, kind of arrange for them attending the Guidewire DevSummit. We try that because everyone is just so excited. The Dev Committee, and we wait. See, even for our client commitments or a lot of these things, we keep telling them the Dev Summit is there. Let's finish the Dev Summit. Let's hear out what Guidewire has to say, and then maybe we'll be in a better position to commit on a lot of things. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Glad to hear that one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Vijay.
Thank you.
It was great to see you today.